Right, good evening all.
Evening.
Yeah, it's close enough to evening. It feels like it. We've had a game and I'm bloody hot. So we've had a good game today of sorts. We've had a reasonable season as well. With obviously the ones going up, the two staying up. The threes were a bit of a basket case, but we'll have a bit more about that later. Simple format today: 3 awards for each side. 1s, 2s, 3s. Sunday League, then Sunday Friendly in that order. We have already given out the third team Captain's Award, so that one won't be on offer tonight. That went to Owen Campbell for various reasons, but I'll tell you about that later. So the first person I'm going to invite to do the awards with, which is first team captain Matt Smalley-Harris.
Mr. President, come and present them, please.
Cheers, DC. So yeah, from one's perspective, really impressive season. We obviously got promoted, finished second, and just a number of really good performances throughout the season. A lot of consistency. And so yeah, I think one that as we move forward, we can be really pleased with this year, and I think we've definitely got ambitions to keep pushing forward, both as a club and all as individuals in that side as well. We ended up using 24 players this year in the ones, which was quite a lot. Yeah, available. It is more than 11 Cam. So yeah, which was actually probably more than usual. So availability maybe not at its best, but even despite that, every single player who came in and contributed and helped us get to where we needed to get to. So for that, I have to say a massive thank you to everyone who played their part. So to kick it off, batting, really impressive performances from pretty much everyone who was batted from 1 all the way down to 9, 10. We can really probably easily say that we're the deepest batting lineup in the league, and that really showed this year with some massive scores on the board. Thinking like, we made 313 down here, 290, a lot of scores over 250, so that really is a team effort. We had 2 players in the top 10 in the league for runs, and the winner of this award, I'm really pleased to give this out to him, a guy who from day one of the season just came back oozing class and made really massive scores all the way through the season. And he got 580 odd runs, third in the league, at an average of about 49. Absolutely superb. So the winner of the first ever batting award, Ben Mannering.
Ben. Picture. Photo time. I love you, Ben.
Cool. So moving on to the bowling. So probably a bit of an up and down season. We went from the absolutely excellent and sublime to the absolutely ridiculous and rubbish at times. But even still, there was one player. I think we had 2 in the top 10, including someone who finished first and someone who finished 10th. And I'll give that a quick mention to Sayer, who bowled absolutely superb throughout the year, got 20 wickets into the averages. But the person who won this award, I mean, it was frankly at times ridiculous. 3 fifers, 38 wickets, at an average of about 11. Absolute superstar, such a nice guy, humble person. We love having him at the club, and he can also give the ball a bit of a whack. So yeah, the winner of this award is Mo Shrivastava. Last up is the Captain's Award, and honestly, this could have gone to so many people. Really, the amount of contribution that we've had from everyone throughout the year has been absolutely phenomenal. I'll call out a couple. Sadly, two of the lads I'm calling out, all 3 of them aren't here, but Ed Shaw I'll start with, who just honestly had a great season with the bat, was so dependable. Stats probably didn't show just how important a lot of his knocks were, but outside of that, nobody gave more to help get those games on. He was down here mopping the covers up during the rain on multiple occasions. There was one day where myself, Benny, he was down here at like 8 a.m. to help get that game on a Saturday morning. Really gave everything to do it, to contribute to that first team getting some victories, and so he deserves a massive, massive shout out. The other one, Ruan Harper, he was doing probably the most inadmirable job that nobody wants, having to sort of bat in the lower middle order, knowing he wouldn't bowl, and he turned up with a smile on his face every single game, wanted to be around it, wanted to be part of the group, fielded like an absolute demon. And batted really, really well in that lower order with some really important runs consistently throughout the year. So both of them deserve a massive shout out. But the person who has won this award really had an absolutely sensational season. And that is going to go to Sayer, and the reason being a player that, sometimes you have to really have to see it to believe just how ridiculous this kid can be. But with 20 wickets, bowling only 50 overs at about 10.45 and averaging 28.5 with the bat, he just had an absolutely sensational season. So, yeah, even better than his dad. So, yeah, for that reason, Sayer Hamdani is Captain's Player of the Year. Adam to collect on his behalf. And just a final word to say thank you yet again to our umpires, DC, Dicko, Bob. We couldn't do it without you guys coming up and turning out every single week for us. And also a shout out to the groundsmen as well for the fantastic work they do on the ground. But yeah, thank you everybody. Superb season, well done.
Thanks, Matt, and that saves me doing the thanks to myself. I'm now going to invite second 11 captain Aaron Hinton to do their awards.
Afternoon, everybody. Right, good news is I don't have 3 pages of script this year, so should hopefully take a little bit less. Thank you. So, 2 season this year, tough, I think is the best way to describe it. Tough with not having days like this. I think we had more rained off games than anyone in the league. And a lot of rain-affected games. So it was a bit of a fight for survival towards the end. We had to win on the last game of the season, which we did, which was a great showing from all the boys. We had quite a rarity. We tied a game, and then the week after tied another game. So 2 ties in a row is quite unheard of, probably in the league in a row. So there's a record. I think then, just following on from what Matt, I think just a thanks to the umpires when you guys have stood in for us, which has been, really appreciated, to the groundsmen, and then also everybody, all the committee roles behind the club, a lot of stuff which goes on which nobody sees, and not to sort of break away too much, but we do need everybody to get involved, because we wouldn't be playing cricket here if people don't. So. But yeah, I want to thank everybody who played, everyone who gave their all. I think it was ever a game where that didn't happen. Sometimes it went for us, sometimes it didn't. We had very close games. But for the awards, so we'll start with the batting award. And it's been a really tough decision. There's 4 people who could have won this award, all for different reasons. So I'll go through all the 4 to start. So shout out first to Kyle Manning, who played, I think, the most games in the 2s out of anybody. 14 years old. He hit the second highest amount of runs, but the standout was a 78 not out in a win against Harpenden down here. So thanks, Kyle, well done. Also, a shout out to our resident Sunday run burglar, Alex Jukes, who isn't here, but he donned his whites for the first time in 7 years, and he hit 250s not out in his first 2 games, helping us get some positive results there. Great to see him back. We hope we'll get more games from him next year. The third person is Simon Wolf, who again probably played as many games in the team and hit the most runs in the team. He gives us a real rock steady opening batsman, so just want to say thank you to Simon for all of his efforts this year. But the winner, it's based on averages. I've always based awards on averages for people who've played over half of the games in the team. I think we had 34 players this year, just a stat there. And that person is Nick Cottrell, who finished with the highest average. But also, I just want to thank him because he was quite selfless for the team. He also stood in for me, captain the side, many times, along with Ravi and along with Stan Harper with my injury. But he batted himself, well, I don't think he batted himself, sorry, that's poor choice of words. He batted for the team as an opener. He batted at, I think, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So he did whatever the team needed him to do and finished with the highest average of anyone who played sort of over half the game. So, Nick, you're the winner. Thank you.
Can't get away.
Okay, on to the bowling award. So, some shout outs here. You know, we had a few bowlers who were fairly regular through the season. In particular, I'm going to just shout out Dave Young, who bowled like Dave, you know. He gets the ball moving. He'll bowl the odd ball toss and stuff, but he picked up, I think it was something like 11 wickets, so really good from Dave. But Aidan Manning didn't necessarily get the wickets, but took on a lot of responsibility with the new ball and bowled really well throughout the season. Vast improvement. Deserved his award earlier. There's a few more, and apologies for people I'm not going to call out on the bowling, but I'll get to the winner, and that is Amit, who took the most wickets. I think it was 15. Had the best average of people who bowled the most sort of overs again. So do it on the average there again, and also a special mention for your sixper away at Cockfosters. Well done. And final one, which I'm quite glad of because it's so hot. So it's the Captain's Award. So again, I just want to shout out people who stepped up when I couldn't play. Nick, Ravi as my vice captain, Stan Harper for a game. Always appreciated support of Kel in the team as a senior player, and lots of other people who just gave everything. But my Captain's Award goes to someone who established themselves as the second team wicketkeeper this year. Improved his own game as every single game went on, and he's just been a brilliant person to have in the team. Sort of motivates everybody. I wasn't surprised that he was up for the John Scott Award as well. So Dan Devine. So that's it. So just once again, thank you for everyone's efforts this year. Glad we stayed up and we achieved that, which was sort of minimum we needed to do. But next year, I want to see us at the other end of the table. You know, we've got too many good players to be fighting relegation in the twos. We should be challenging for promotion. We should be getting promoted, winning that league, to be honest. So we can only do that with you guys being available. So roll on 2024.
Thank you, Aaron. I'm going to stand in for the threes in the absence of any captain, as sadly has been the case most of this year. And Aaron, you may not have needed 4 pages of notes, but boy, can you talk. There are only 2 awards for the threes. We've already given the Captain's Award out, which was done this morning for Owen Campbell, who was basically given the award for his overwhelming enthusiasm, incredible use of young legs in the field, and general liveliness throughout the whole year, and very well deserved. So there were only 2 or 3 noteworthy performances with the bat or ball in the threes. There were a couple of fifers, Stan Williamson and Josh Lowe, and only 150 sadly, which was by the run burglar Kelly Lowe last Sunday, who dropped down to play a threes attack on the flattest track in the world. Probably scored 96 and missed a straight one. So there are only 2 awards, as I say. The batting award goes to a young player who tops the batting averages. He played 6 games, scored 100 runs, an average of 20, and that is Ewan Vaughan. On to the bowling award. Obviously not something I know a lot about, those of you who used to play with me. Basically, this goes to an old stager who's taken a fifer, played throughout the season, is a good man for the club, and that man is Stan Williamson. I'd now like to invite Sam Pym to do the Sunday League 11.
Hey.
Don't clap too much, cheers.
Hey.
Right, I'll keep this short and sweet because I'm a bit pissed and I'm sweaty. Yeah, so if you hadn't seen my messages in the WhatsApp group chat every other Sunday, we did alright this year. We got promoted last day of the season thanks to some Tiki heroics. But what for me was most important, that a few of them young lads are coming through and getting a bit of experience playing with guys who are first team, second team regulars, and against guys who play pretty good level as well. So yeah, pretty good season all in, getting promoted. We'll be in Division 2 next year, so yeah, again, it'll be another good challenge for all of us, and again, being able to push some of the youngsters through and sort of give them a bit of an opportunity to play at a good level of cricket. So yeah, all in pretty good. I'll try and remember some numbers when I get to the awards. So batting wise, this person scored over 200 runs at an average of over 50. You probably expect this. This award goes to Matty Smalley Harris. Well batted, sir.
Speech. No, don't make a speech.
On to the bowling award. Unfortunately, this person couldn't be here today, but he's just been consistent as he always has been. Even if he does bowl off about 5 paces, he is the greatest bowler this club has ever seen, and the award goes to Lloyd Larkins. Matt Larkins, can you come up and claim this award for him, please? Please.
Matt Catch.
You got to get a photo too.
You've got a wig on.
And then final award's the Captain's Award. So this award goes to someone who's been thrown into the team this year. I've put them into some difficult situations at times, but they've held their own against some players who play at good level of cricket, and they've held their own, second top wicket taker in a team. And hopefully next season they'll continue to progress like they have done this year. And the Captain's Award goes to Aidan Manning. That concludes my fun. Again, great season for the boys, and yeah, hopefully we'll challenge again next year and have more Sunday fun days. So yeah, thanks very much. Cheers.
Right, so in the absence of Ed Shaw for the Sunday friendlies, he's given me instructions as to why anybody should get an award. We'll go with Best Batsman first. This batsman has scored more runs consistently and at ease during many games over the course of the season. He has shown he can bat anywhere at the top of the order and will always put in a shift and can be relied upon to help the team get a good score on the board. That man is Kyle Manning. On to the bowling award now. This bowler has improved consistently over the course of the season, has proved he can be relied upon with the new ball, and is impressed with the movement he can get whenever he controls his line and length. His attitude towards his bowling and constantly asking how he can improve is a statement of his character. If only he could learn to stop asking quite so many questions. The award goes to Aidan Manning. I'm just reading Ed Shaw's words, I promise you. I don't feel these things at all. Moving on to Ed Shaw's Captain's Awards. This also goes to a junior cricketer. Only his second season of senior cricket, thoroughly impressive throughout, has a great attitude towards his cricket and has always looked to perform better than he has done in previous matches. Technique with the bat has been very impressive and has picked up some key wickets at key points during games this season. His fielding has come on incredibly well over the course of the season, and he is not afraid to put his body on the line. Captain's Award goes to Harry Stevens. Good to see three juniors getting awards there for one of the senior teams. That's part of the important thing for the development of this club. I'd like to hand over to the president, Mr. Aidan Pym, to introduce the John Scott Award, which was voted for by the membership of the club.
Okay, this is the one I think a few people have been waiting excitedly for, a few sleepless nights from certain people out there. This award actually is a great award to have. I should know, I've won it once. It's and it was named for after John, because John Scott's commitment to the club as a player and a president and all other jobs has been incredible. And it's a bit of a shame that he's not here tonight to present it himself. But you know, this award really does go to. It's like a club-win-all player of the season. So it can be performance on the pitch, it could be attitude on the pitch, it could be what you do for the club. And I think the three nominees, which will be read out later, summarise the breadth of those type of awards. So it's going to be good. It's going to be a close one, and it's one to win. It's a lovely award because it's voted for by the members. So I'll hand over to DC to go through the nominations.
Thank you. There were three nominations. They were Moet, Dan Devine and Dan Hobbs. You've all seen the on social medias the reasons why they were nominated. I'm not going to repeat that, mainly because I can't find them on my phone to repeat them. There were 60 votes came in across the playing membership of the club, and in fact the vote was so close there was 5 votes between all 3 candidates. But the winner of the John Scott Award for this year is Mo. And that concludes the awards for tonight, so thank you all very much. We've had a great season. I believe the bar's open. Thank you.